We're doing it with Deb. Doing it with Deb. Welcome. Hi. What are we doing with Deb? We're going to do something I stumbled across when I was outlining something and went, oh, look, I like the bleed through. All right. First off, this is not done with pages that are backed in black. The pages need to be single-sided and black on the back. Got it? On the back side. I have a people who produce these types of books. What I do is I take a very wet marker. Sharpies kind of work, but alcohol markers that are very, very wet, 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 and dark. And what are you going to use them for anyway? It's my theory. I go around and I outline what I want. And on this page, I grabbed a little of this and a little of that. And now let's slide this over. There we go. I got rid of everything else. So you also have this really cool, like, what do I want out of here? From that, I decided not to do all the leaves. All right, over here, I have half of it done. I have half the owl to show. So I went and I outlined, and you're going to see, here we go. I outlined it, and then it bleeds through. The next step is to very carefully go over the light bleed through lines because they're not going to be dark enough to please me. So it is a step by step, but you get a free page. That's what I like about this. In addition to what the book creator gave you, you can go a little more on it. So that owl's going to be adorable if and when he ever gets finished. All right, let's see. I have this one marked. See, what did I do here? Oh, all right. A little house. And instead of tracing over all of it, I just did the house and one flower, and boom. Now this one I have not gone over. So, and then don't use the same bleed through. Use Crayola markers are good, and you can add your own little things to this. So it's just sort of a fun thing. So Edwina McNamee's books feature the back single-sided pages in black and white. But hers, so we have winter dreamlings, we have springlings, I don't know who this we is. Dreamlings 3, Dreamlings 2, Dreamlings first one, pretty mushrooms. Ooh, wow. Oh, nice, nice. Good job, Deb. All right, so any of these that are the back sides are black, you can use the same technique. Deciding what you want to outline, watch it magically bleed through to the back, and then this one, oh, I have to do that one. I have to. I just have to. That'll be fun. All right, so they're not going quite far away yet. Put them in my work on it spot. All right. Then we have Jade Summer. She has all of her pages, well, at least in this book, are backed in black. So you could literally go over anything, and you want to definitely put paper behind what you're working on so that the bleed doesn't go all the way to the next page. So, stick some, I have cardstock, put it in the back so that works for you. And then I have delicious desserts, and for some crazy reason, this book is like $75. I don't know if they discontinued it, and I often will mark a book way, way up high if I'm just not thrilled with it. And like somebody wants to buy it for $75, go ahead. So I outlined this page, and I decided I didn't want all the stuff in the inside. This is a very busy book, by the way. So I toned it down. And there's what I came up with. And then I used my Prisma pencils and started doing this. Don't know where I'm going with that. Doesn't matter. It's a bonus page I made myself. I don't think I did these. No, that was it. All right, over there. And then I just start putzing around in this book. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you in this book, Do It Again and Again, Stained Glass Coloring Book 1, which is a book that features duplicate after duplicate after duplicate, so that you can really, really, really practice and play and not at all stress out that you only have one chance or even two chances. There is at least 6 to 8 of the same pages to play with. So here's just a quick look at what I've been doing in this book. Um, and I will put a link to the book, but it is really fun to not have to worry and to be able to play. And I really love outlining the stained glass anyway. And so by getting that bleed through second page, that's just a bonus in my world. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk through. I've been doing some videos with just music because you know what? I get tired of my own voice. Even my dog like goes outside and says, "I just don't want to listen to you anymore." Yeah. All right. So I have gone through and outlined it so it would bleed through. And now I'm working on the. You know what? I think I have to open this up. Yeah, yeah. It needs to lay flatter. All right. So I will. This actually is more difficult than doing the stained glass part, and I highly recommend that you invest in a nice set of gel highlighters. They are just amazing on the stained glass. And actually for a lot of coloring. I'm enjoying these because they're creamy smooth. They're just beautiful to work with. They really add a lot of pop to what you're coloring. Now you could actually, you can use that here. Oh, I gotta bring my light over. I just didn't want it glaring. And color over the Prisma. They're much bolder on the other side. Let's just do that. All right, I did this one. Let's go ahead. Since there's duplicate pages, who cares? So that you can see just how vivid and bold this is and fun for stained glass because it allows the background of the stained glass to come through, which makes it look like stained glass because it is stained glass. All right, this pencil just dropped into my lap. So it says use me light green, uh, PC 920. Oh, where do I want to put a light green? I have a green going on here. Let's put a little green over here. So I already went through and used some light color. And then you can go ahead and color over that, or let's see what happens when I just put it right on the black. Let's go up here. Let's go this way since I'm left-handed. I go and I outline it, or I call that inlining, and then just color it. And what's really fun is seeing what colors, what the pencil is going to look like on the black. You know, because there's so many, you could test them out. You can even say this is going to be my tested page. I don't. I just wing it. I mean, it's just for the magical fun of having something interesting to keep myself entertained as I live and breathe and then breathe and live again. And I'm old and I'm not going out there in the world if I don't have to at this point in time, which is what, 8/15/2021 continues. No surprise to me. No surprise. Then again, I always enjoyed watching movies that that featured France and England and places long, long, long ago. And somewhere in the movie, there was always, this battle with the bubonic plague or some kind of doggone plague going on. And I happened to notice that, it didn't just go away in a day or two. So when we got hit, I just kind of thought, well, settle down because this baby may take a while. Uh huh. having a new idea, it could morph itself, transform itself, um, recreate itself to better adapt. And one of the things I thought of the other day is people with their, I don't know, this, that, and whatever. Here, let's just say your house just gets overtaken with mice. Mice, mice, mice. Everywhere you look, you got mice in your house. Now, I don't know about you, but unless you have them in a cage and they're pets, which I don't know why. I don't know. But some people do. But unless they're your pets, I don't want mice running all over my house. Same thing with nasty insects like roaches. Well, you have a choice. You could look at the roaches, you could look at the mice and go, well, there's not much, they're here, what can I do? Or you might go and try this and try that. Oh Lord, when I moved into this house, whoever lived here tried to get rid of their roaches because up on the top shelf in the laundry room was a whole lot of different things to try to kill off the roaches. Now, I happened to had worked in a place, and someone from Pest Stop came in and we talked. It was a nice place to work because I had one customer basically almost at a time, plenty of time to talk. And so he had told me about something that works, and it does work, and it's really inexpensive. Um, and so the point of the story is there is a point. I'm thinking about what I'm coloring. It's you can try to fight something, or you just let your house be overrun with cockroaches. Well, I think I'm gonna try to get rid of the cockroaches. That's just my point of view on that. So that's the way I look at the whole get immunized, whatever. Try it. Try this, try that. Try staying away from people, wear the mask. Try, do you what you can. And if it's going to get us anyway, because this thing really does want to, it wants to stay around. It just wants to keep changing and adapting to our bodies and take root. But you know, you gotta try. You gotta try to fight the fight. I was just gonna lay down and go, okay, go ahead. Go ahead. No, put up a little resistance. All right, now I'm going to use, I should have told you what that color is, but chartreuse, PC989. Going to try that. It looks like a really bright lime green, so I'm going to go for it. It's a free page. This page did not exist. When I created this book, I didn't put this page in here. So Debbie too was able to do this. I kind of like them this color. Now I have this going on, so I'm going to go back here and put that in there. Okay, over here I was blending. So I used, and I'm going to do that down here for the purpose of demonstration. I'm going to put this color down here, which is violet blue. Layer that. And then I'm going to grab, which I think is what I used, beige peach. 1085 in the Prisma world. I'm going to go over this, and it lightens up the blue. I don't think that's the one I used up there. Oh well, life goes on. I think I used a different blue. Let's try blue Copenhagen and see what happens over here. Put a little bit in there. Just fun. Just fun, fun, fun. And the last thing I'm going to do is show. I'm going to just show the after I've outlined it and start filling it in without the color, because that's just really relaxing. And there's not a lot of thought to it. You just fill it in. All right, so there was the blending. I have way too much light over here. so much light now that it's really saturating. And now I just bumped into my camera. Sorry. All right, let's hold it up a little bit. Tip it this way, tip it that way. You get the idea. It's just fun to do. All right, so now we have this one. So this, I outlined. I decided I didn't want all of this. I just went for this. So I traced over it, just slowly and simply finding anything that will bleed through nicely. This is where you want the bleed through, and you definitely want to put a piece of paper when you're doing that, like this, in between. Now, I have also found that since I'm hopping around this book and sometimes I'm using these, which are very gooey, and so to keep them from pressing up as I'm coloring on both sides, I put a sheet or two of paper over here. I'll put a couple more in there so that I don't transfer color anywhere along the book because I have been hopping around. Happen. Where am I? Over here. All right, so here is the easy, relaxing, fun part. And I'm going to use cloud blue. And you could pick any shade. You may have grays and things that you haven't used. I have this enormous container of, I don't know, they're just not my favorites. Of course, I pull out the silver and go, the silver is not the greatest thing to use. 30% warm gray. Let's grab a couple different ones. And then let's try this guy. What are you? You are ginger root, which I always grab ginger root, and then when I'm coloring, I go, I don't really like ginger root, but it's going to work out for here because this is number one. A bonus I made it myself page. Good use of paper. All that black ink. All right, I'm going to start out in the center. And this is really, I will put on something on YouTube that's sort of educational and listen. Could do it to music. And you work your way inside of the bleed through. You don't have to think. The only thought is if you're going to switch off the colors. But I have done this where I've just stuck with one shade, one hue, one pencil, and really enjoyed the calmness of this. This is a really nice, calm, quiet activity with very little thought having to go on. This is the cloud blue. It's very pretty, pretty, and relaxing. It's really a relaxing activity. Coloring the black bleed through on pages that are backed in black, and then I need to point this out as well. This is not going to work on your thick, unbelievably high quality, expensive paper. This is a activity that actually is a big bonus and plus point to what is often referred to as create space paper. Create space is sort of gone. They do the printing, but um, they've been taken out of the trio between the creator of the book, the printer. They used to deal with our payment. Well, that part Amazon took over. So now it's referred to as Kindle Direct, I don't know, KDP. But it is a plus point because you're not going to be able to do this with your cardstock. This is a plus point to pages that are backed in the black, that they're single sided, and lend themselves to this. I even just like leaving it like that. Going through this, I don't think I went over I don't think I did I might have. I don't know. I'm not sure if I went over my outline. I don't know. I don't remember. I could take a blue, a darker color, and even go over that again and change that up. Now I am thinking, when you have your nice heavy duty outline, it's just a really calm, interesting. And now I have to look for my black. Oh wait, let's try. This will not bleed through. A Crayola marker and bring that around here. Whoosh that off. Okay, and then I want a ginger root. So let's try ginger root. Just what I used up on the top. Bring it on back down. Calming, relaxing, and a plus, a bonus to buying your book. And if you're lucky enough to have it backed in black, you can just gently and softly fill it in. Oh, I like this color. That looks great. And I was going to do all one color. And I start flipping my pencils around because they have to be, this is the chartreuse. It is pretty, pretty, very pretty on black. PC 989. And there you have it. You get the idea. And then you go to town on it. Yeah, I come over, put another layer down over the ginger root, color this way, change my pencil that way to permeate the fibers of the paper. And just fun, interesting, and and it's just magical if you try it. Most of my books are backed in black on the side on the single side because I very often just color with pencil and I don't stick a sheet of paper in there, and I really don't like to have the page that I'm coloring show through this way. So that's the reason why my books generally have the back in black. Also, if you use marker, it sucks up the ink better so that as you're coloring in your book, um, and you go back over it after a while, you it's it doesn't bother you so much that it bled through because it's on this nice black as opposed to on the white. But I've been known to actually play around with the bleed through on that side as well. So there you have it in the Do It Again and Again Stained Glass Coloring Book 1. And then I'm just going to grab this book because it's almost its birthday. It's a day or two late. It was actually created in on the 13th of 2019. The Color My Guitars adult coloring book, and these are designs from a long, long time ago. So I bled through this side of the. I don't like this page, so I thought, hey, go for it. I don't really care for it. It just doesn't do it for me. However, it was perfect for outlining it with a alcohol marker. And then I've started coloring it in with my Prisma, and this does appeal to me. What I'm going to do with it, I'm not exactly sure, but it's just interesting and something different to do. And the page was there, so why not take advantage and bleed it through on purpose? There's some little bit of bleed through on here. See that? That's what I'm talking about. It's not. If this was white, it would just be ugly. So I picked the black on purpose. It's a lot of ink, but they don't seem to charge any extras, so I say go for it. So there is a look inside the book here on YouTube of this, and you just have to click on videos and then just start looking at all of them and pick and choose what interests you. Thank you for joining in. I thank you for liking. I thank you for sharing. I thank you for subscribing. And I hope you all have a wonderful day and make the best out of the world we live in.